Whoa, whoa, woo. I'm checking stuff. I'm doing things. I'm a one-man show, at least to start tonight. Hey, everybody, all page people. I'll listen to the Friday night stream. How do those guys do it? I'm Becks. Hi. I help run the board game section of Page. This is absolutely not Page's board game library because it's my board game library. Ron has access to our board game library, although I did steal a few things. Don't tell Ron. But I help run all the board game stuff at the convention. I help run the social media. I help literally with everything that you can. Small convention like this and a bunch of workers like us, it's kind of like who's free to do something. So that's the cool thing. I am looking for my stuff. There's my chat. Hey! Elise also helped with the board game library, although I know and was incredibly, absolutely a godsend when it came to running the library at Page. It was our second time running it. It was my first time being in charge of it and running it, and it was a lot. It was a lot. But super excited to see some people here. So, honestly, I don't have a lot going on this week. We're gonna be running this hopefully every Tuesday. And from there, we're going to see about talking about board games we like. Board games that we add to the library is going to be a big one because we are constantly adding board games to the library. You were amazing. Don't even, you were peak. But yeah, we're going to talk about the games that are in the library, games that are being added to the library, games maybe you want in the library, games that we're playing, games that we're excited about. Probably all the game stores we pop stuff in because I really like shouting out these local game stores that host our stuff and do a bunch of things for us. So we're going to start off and we're going to go to a share screen because I think this will be helpful. I think it'll be nice. So if you're ever looking for us, we're the Page Library on Board Game Geek, which is the main source. Hey, Ron. Ron couldn't join me today. He's a little out of sorts. Ed's here. Hold on. We're adding Ed to the stream. Ed's also in a car. And Ed is on mute, I think, somehow. Do I have to? Oh, no. There we go. Ha! I know how this works. Hey, Ed.
Hey, I'll be off my out of my car in just a second, but I wanted to join in.
Yeah. Another board gamer, which is helpful.
I just picked up a few ones. I'm going to need some help learning how to play.
Ooh, which ones did you pick up?
Well, I just picked up a kind of board game miniatures game called Port Royal. Apparently, it's part of the sort of Blood and Thunder group, and so you play. I think it's actually sort of like a co-op miniatures game almost. You play pirates, I guess, attacking or defending Port Royal. So looking forward to that. I still have not played Wormspan, which I picked up a while ago, and I'm desperately trying to get a group together to do that.
Have you played Wingspan yet?
No, actually, I haven't played any of the Span games, which is embarrassing because I really wanted to. I have a friend who picked up Wingspan, and he kept promising that he was going to break it out. We were going to play it. And then Wormspan came out. So I was like, well, I'm picking this thing up. So we're going to try one of these. And just never seems to be the right time. So I'm going to get that together. And let me see. Oh, we just finished a game of the Ticket to Ride Legacy game. That was a lot of fun. Really
no
enjoyed
spoilers.
that.
I haven't finished it.
It's really cool. I am gonna now walk through the rain, and I will be in my house in a moment. So.
Sounds good. I can chat. I've got. Oh wait, no, I moved my Wingspan. I was about to say I think it was in camera, but it's not. I think I moved it over to this wall, which makes it a little less. Oh no, wait, no, it's in a very big box underneath all of my other boxes. I have too many boxes. But awesome.
I will be back online in just.
Go for it. Take your time. Cool, cool. But yeah, Wingspan's a great game. It's a great gateway game. If you haven't had a chance to play it in general, excellent, excellent game. Um, so okay, yeah, we're good there. Do. I would highly recommend it. It's in the Page library, so you can try it at Page, which is awesome. You can also try. So Ed was talking about Wormspan, which came out after Wingspan. Wingspan, obviously being about birds, so it's got a bunch of stats about birds, including obviously their wingspan. And then Wormspan is dragons, because they got constantly asked to do dragons and like fantasy creatures. So Wormspan adds a little bit more rule complexity to the game, but also adds dragons and dragon eggs and hatchlings and all of those other stuff. And then yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna talk. Ron, come on. I was gonna get to it because they came out with Wingspan, then Wormspan, then Finspan's the newest one. Finspan we just got in the library, and I'm super excited about that one because I got a chance to play it. I think my categorization, and I hate to say this because Ed just of course got it, but I think my categorization is I like Wormspan's probably on the bottom. I think it adds a little bit too much complexity for me. That's just me. Then Wingspan or Finspan, then Wingspan. I think Wingspan's still the sweet point, but Finspan is actually a little bit easier than Wingspan. It has a little less in it because instead of having, and I don't know, I might play Finspan some more and actually like Finspan might usurp Wingspan, but Finspan's all about fish, and instead of having resources like the food that's in Wingspan, so you get like berries and rats and other things in Wingspan, things that birds eat. You discard cards, and it's just all a card economy. And I do really like multi-use cards. So Finspan's really cool. And again, yeah, that one is also in the board game library. And chances are by the time January comes around, we'll have Wormspan in that library as well. It's just Finspan was the cool new one, so we got it. We are still on this page. Again, if you want to go to our Board Game Geek's just the really good information for everything board games. Page Library is the name of the Page Library. Page obviously standing for Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo. For those who don't know how letters work. We also do have a group for the Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo if you want to join it and ask anybody if they're going to play, do anything like that. But the big thing that's here, and you should be able to access this and see this at any time on Board Game Geek, and it is also on our tabletop events, but that's back in tabletop events. We've got the full list of everything that's in our library, and I had this set up, and then I of course closed it, and so it unset up. But if I go by date added, some of our most recent ads, so things that weren't in the library when it was January. So we had obviously 118. It's about the end of page last year. Or some stuff we must have added in between, but still. We've got Cosmic Encounter. I believe we had another Cosmic Encounter, but Cosmic Encounter is a great game. An amazing little oh my gosh. My cat's running around making a mess. I have no idea. Hey, back inside.
Oh, that is weird. All I'm seeing, I'm not seeing your picture. I'm seeing a list of games or something.
You should be. This is the Page Library.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I thought
We
maybe I
were
did something wrong.
our pictures are very small and in the bottom corner, but I figured I'd go over some of the things we added to the library
Okay, cool.
since last year. I was just talking about Cosmic Encounter. Have you played that one?
Oh, yes. I am. I played the original edition of Cosmic Encounter way back when it was coming out in little, uh, basically Ziploc bags.
Yeah, way, way back in the day. Of course, now I mean, I guess it's in Ziploc bags still because I like to organize the games, but
Yeah.
but
I was working
not in
for
that
West
way.
End Games about the time that they had the license briefly, where they did the one with the edition with the little cones, the little stackable cones for
Ooh,
the.
yay! I love stackable cones. I have
Yeah.
oh my gosh, what's the game? Talisman. Talisman has
Oh, okay.
stackable cones, and I love that game.
Okay. But yeah,
Uh,
Cosmic Encounter is great. Years and years ago, when Origins was in Baltimore, I came in fourth in a Cosmic Encounter tournament, and the guy I went to the con with came in first.
wow, that's
So
cool. That's
yeah. Well, we were the only ones who would negotiate. I never understood how people would play that game without compromising. People couldn't understand that. And
yeah, that's I. It's also it's simultaneous. Like that's just the way you play the game. Like you can't. I don't think you can win that game without negotiating.
no, well, I was in another tournament a year later where I won it. It was a smaller tournament, but one of the things that was very funny was we got to the end, and because of the way the point scoring system was going, I was guaranteed second place, and I had a good strong chance of coming in first. And there was one other guy who had a realistic chance of coming in first, and he's telling everybody else, "We got to stop him, or he's going to come in first." And I said, "Look, you know, here's the deal: either he's going to come in first, or I'm going to come in first, and I have the power to choose who comes in second. So you want to work with me? I'll make sure you come in second." And so then it became uh, everybody else trying to prove that, and so kind of won it in a walk away. But that was funny. But that was a long time ago. I actually haven't played Cosmic Encounter in years, despite having a couple of editions of the game and some friends who have expressed interest in playing it. So
They just released an expansion that has a character like a alien race, and the alien race specifically works that if you can name how the rules changed from the original edition to this like if you can be like, hey, that's not how it works like this in the old edition, like you get bonus points and stuff like
that's
that.
hysterical.
It's
That's
so
that's really funny.
so goofy.
Hmm.
But yeah, we added, and I think funny enough, I think the edition that we added of Cosmic, I think we have a newer edition of Cosmic Encounter, but the edition that we added here, or at least I added to the library here, is the older version because Ron picked it up during our flea market, which had a excellent amount of used board games to buy.
Yeah, that was a nice flea market. Look forward to that again this year. Hopefully, we'll have also a slightly bigger space because it was a little cramped. I mean, there were so many people participating. Uh,
Yeah, it was so cramped. We had to like, I mean, we had it before the vendors even opened, so that we could use up kind
yeah,
of some of the vendor space.
yeah. Well, I think it's also good for that because you don't really want the flea market to be competing with the vendors.
No, for
So
sure.
people can go to that first, and then the vendors are open. It's nice.
Yeah. It was a great one. I probably bought way too many things. I can't remember what I bought, but I bought too many things.
Yeah, I just went to our local game store, Games and Stuff, who's going to be one of the vendors at the show, and
Okay.
they just did their big sidewalk sale.
I wanted to go to that, but I had something else going on.
It was really nice. They One of the nice things is they don't just put junk on sale. I mean, yes, some of the stuff is things that haven't been selling, but like for example, I finally got a copy of War of the Rohirrim, which I've wanted for a long time,
Ooh,
and I got it at like 30% off.
that's not bad.
And picked up a couple of other things, and there was a lot of stuff in there. Their normally clearance area was going up to like 70% off, and I think I got a couple of those Whiz Kids miniatures that you have to assemble, the ones that come with more parts than you need.
Yeah.
I got one of those and some other things. But yeah, and a lot of their used board games were on deep discount too. And their stuff is nice too because they check it all to make sure that everything's there and everything's complete.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys are really nice. I picked up something from them, and I mean you're Baltimore and I'm in South Jersey, so I'm like 2 hours out.
Hmm.
And I like literally, I think like I picked up a game, and clearly I had a piece of the expansion, and they had a piece of the base game in the expansion. But like I picked up one, like we
Oh,
had
okay.
mixed pieces, so they were like, oh yeah, just mail that back. We'll mail you the piece. Like they were
Yep.
so cool
Yeah.
about it, which was really
Well,
nice.
a lot of people don't know that they have a very nice, order online system. You
Yeah.
know, one of the things I'm still about, obviously I'm closer than you are, but I'm still about 30 minutes away. So quite often what I'll do is I'll look on their online order system, see if they have what I want, then I'll order it, tell them I'll pick it up in store. I could have it shipped to me, but I'll tell them I'll pick it up in store. And then I'll drive down because then I know at least something is there for me. So maybe I pick up a couple of paints or a board game or something, and then I browse the store and maybe play a game or something. So
Buy more things,
Yeah.
the usual.
Um, I actually had a question for you. So
Yeah.
last year I was really busy and I didn't really participate much in the board game library. It looked really great and it was right in a nice location and everything. One of the things that people have been asking me about is, are we going to do any I'm it's too formal to say organized events, but are we going to do anything like where people break out a game in the board game library and say, "Hey, come learn how to play Cosmic Encounter," or you know,
I
we
definitely want to do those things, but much like you, I was also very busy during
yes,
phase
I
and
remember.
just running around the whole time. So I want to find people, especially see about like almost in the same realm as like GMs, where it would be like, hey,
Hmm.
like we have so many copies of Settlers of Catan. Could you do, a couple of teach-in plays or, like a couple of those to get people teaching
That
for us? Because I just don't have the time.
Yeah, that would be really nice. I mean, maybe we could get some GMs. We could create an event or something, or maybe we could just get some volunteers who are interested, because I know we have volunteers who will be working at the board game library. I mean, it's never not manned. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it would be very great because one of the things that I took away from Page last year is, well, it was great that there were always opportunities to get in events and things like that, and there was always stuff to do. um, I thought we needed a few more sort of sit and go opportunities. I mean,
Hmm.
Stefan Pokorny at Dwarven Forge is going to have some. WizKids, I believe, are going to have some demos, things like that. But the idea that, like, I've got a half hour before my next event, or I've got an hour, or I just came and wandered through the exhibit hall and I don't have any plans for the rest of the day. Where's someplace I can just walk up and play something, and not have to think about it, because it's one thing to, if you go to the board game library and you have a couple of friends, great, you can grab something. But it'd be nice to just be able to walk in and have somebody, like you say, "Hey, have you ever played Settlers? Here, come join us." We're gonna show people how to play.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be really nice to have those things. I mean, obviously, if you see me running around the convention, I'll always give a quick demo of anything, but
Hmm.
I might just be like, you roll dice and the numbers match the things, and then you get sheep, and okay, I gotta go. Like,
Yep, yep.
get a development card.
uh, I've got kitties down here. I just ran back from doing some errands, and now they're like, "Oh, we want attention." So they're
Hey,
around my feet.
you're more than welcome to give them attention
Oh
on
yeah.
stream. I don't. I just got a kitty, and he's a little bit of a mess today, but
Aw.
we have a split level, so he's only getting
Hmm.
used to the upstairs right now. So downstairs is a little new for him.
Oh, okay.
And he keeps trying to scratch the couch, and I'm like, I literally put a scratching post right next to it. He keeps just
Yeah.
like going around it to scratch. I'm like, could you not?
That, that's what I had to do. My girl cat, she will often scratch on the couch, and I put a scratching post right up against the couch. And one of the things that I found that's interesting is if I place her in front of the scratching post and then make like scratching motions with my hand, she'll actually do it. Just you know, sometimes she won't. So like downstairs, I don't worry about it. Like I'm in the basement right now. I honestly don't know if you can see my camera or not. I can't see it. So, but uh, the furniture down here is not precious, so I don't worry too much about it. But upstairs, I make sure that they use the scratching post.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I hear somebody upstairs using a scratching post. Mm.
Chet
Oh,
also says every time he jumps on Zoom, that he literally his cats also.
mhm.
It's like they know.
Yep. Yeah. Right. Um, yeah. So I can see your shelves behind you. I've got my Calyx back here. I've got two of them. One's over in the other corner, and now I've got stuff piled up. I've been trying to actually weed through some of them. Oh, I remember one of the other games I didn't know if you'd seen that I got that I want to try out.
Ooh.
I haven't even opened it yet. Called We're Sinking.
I've heard of that one. It's the one where it's got like a multi-layer ship, so it starts slowly like
Yep.
sinking into the ocean, which is really cute.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is it combines co-op with not co-op. Uh, the idea is that you're a pirate and you're trying to do your best to keep the ship from sinking, but it's going to sink, and you can achieve a victory by by getting the most treasure before it sinks, but you still want to work together with the rest of the team to, keep it from sinking too fast, I guess. Uh, so it just seems kind of fun. And there are villains, there are enemies like a kraken and sirens and a shark and everything that you've got to deal with. So it seemed like it would be fun. But yeah, the multi-level ship looks really funny. Um, the idea
It's
that parts of it will go away.
yeah, I've literally only seen it. I haven't played it, but it looks
Mhm.
incredibly cute with the ship.
Yep, yep. Uh,
Uh, Elisa says maybe it's possible to separate out the games that have solo play rules or that are especially good for solo in the library. I guess we could. I don't think it would be a terrible idea to have like even if on the table or like in a specific section like very good two-player games and very good solo games.
One of the things that I do with my collection is I have a spreadsheet that has all my games in the collection, and I break it out by number of players, time to play, uh, co-op or adversarial, and then usually some sort of notes like complexity or something like that. So yeah, the nice thing about it is most of the games list that stuff right now on the back, but even so, you can go to Board Game Geek and get that pretty easy. I'd be happy to help organize that. Maybe we, if there's some way we could do it.
Yeah.
But and something I guess we could do possibly, we could just get multicolored stickers,
Oh
if we
yeah.
wanted to, and put together like a, whatever we thought was the most useful information. Like,
Yeah, like yellow's solo and
yeah,
green's co-op or whatever.
yeah, something like that. The nice thing about co-op games is most co-op games can also be solo games. Uh,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
always, but oh, the Marvel. What's the name of that thing? I've got them right here. The
There's like so many Marvel games. It's
Well, the
like I can't even.
Marvel Chibi game.
Oh, United.
Yeah, Marvel United. I have a friend who's got, I think he's got like almost all of them, and he plays them solo all the time because he has a young daughter who likes playing them. But he'll often play them, so he'll learn all the additional rules.
Yeah.
Uh, and so he apparently has played, like, not only owns them, but has like played all of them in
It's a
preparation to
lot.
play with her and everything. So yeah, I guess he backed the original Kickstarter, whatever. He got me into it, and I got that. Um, 5 Minute Dungeon is
Ooh.
another fun. Have you played that?
That's a cute. I played the no, I played the dungeon. Sorry, my brain is on Marvel because there's also a 5 minute Marvel dungeon.
Yes, the same
But I
same
played 5 minute
same
dungeon
company.
version. Yeah, it's very cute.
Yeah. Um, so what are some of the other new things that we've added to the library? Because I really don't know. I haven't been checking.
Yeah, I mean, mattering on, I guess what we've added a lot of stuff. So we started at Cosmic Encounter, which is a great game, obviously.
Hmm.
We added Meadow recently, which actually, funny enough, is off on my hold on. It's on my shelf of shame because I haven't played it yet.
What is Meadow like?
So here it is. Hold on. Oh my gosh. In there. Headphone back in. So we've got Meadow.
Okay, I've seen it. I've definitely seen it.
Yeah, it's got an interesting. So I'm gonna see if I can hold this steady. Mostly this card market's the important one, where you've got little
Oh, heck,
tokens
I
that.
can't read it, so don't.
Yeah.
Maybe our
It's
viewers can, but
maybe, but it's a what 4x4 grid, and you've got
mhm,
these little arrows that you own and you place, and the arrow itself has a number. So like this one, I think has a 2, and so you would place it here, or you could place it here, here, or here, anywhere where there's the notches, and you would
mhm,
go 2 up, and you would get this card. But so you only have so many arrows and a bunch of places to put them, so you could put this 2 like over here and get that card because it's 2 in. So it's
okay.
kind of a neat mechanic with that, and then it's all nature themed where it's like you build a field, and then on the field goes a mouse, and then because it's a mouse, you can get a hawk, and because there's a hawk, like it kind of like a Tableau builder that builds on itself. Yeah, stoats. Sorry, I'm fairly certain this is a stoat on the front. Stoats and weasels are
Oh
very
yeah,
close.
yeah.
But yeah, it's got a lot of very very pretty like watercolor esque uh illustrations and stuff. Again, haven't gotten to it. I have too many games and not enough time. It's people free.
That would actually be one of the fun things is taking stuff from our library that's new that you haven't played yet and be like, hey, we're gonna have a let's figure it out together time.
Let's just read the rules right now.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, let's watch a watch it played YouTube video together
Hmm.
while we figure out how to play this game. It would
Yeah.
be really cool to get like let's plays basically going.
We probably should. Yeah, that would be nice because I do like it when there's a YouTube video about a game that I'm interested in playing because uh, even though I have written rules for a living and everything, I find my patience for reading them sometimes is kind of less than it should be. So having somebody walking me through the game is really nice.
Somehow my best learning experience is being in an environment where it's too loud. Somebody's reading the rules out loud to me and I'm not fully
Hmm.
getting them, but then I get a hold of the rules and I can fill in my gaps by
Hmm.
just skimming the rule book. Somehow that's like the best way I've ever learned any
Yeah,
game. It's just like, oh, okay, yeah, now I get it.
I love it when I have a game that you can learn by playing. Um, Let me see. Oh, hey, Ron is just texting us. I don't know if he's going to be joining us anytime soon. We'll see. Uh, are there are there any other new games that we're getting, or is there anything that we're looking for that we would like to have?
So, I mean, obviously, I mentioned Wormspan because we
Hmm.
have Wingspan in the library and we have Finspan, which is the newest one in the Span
Right.
series, but we didn't get the middle one yet. Although
Oh,
that's,
okay.
I mean, obviously, it's out there, and I'm very excited about that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to think of what else. We have so many things. We have two Camel Ups, which is perfect because Camel Up is perfect,
Hmm.
and I love that game so much. We have many Settlers of Catan's, many Ticket to Rides. We could use more party games for sure.
Hmm.
So like just one is a perfect party game.
I have recently played that. That was fun.
It's
Yeah.
a really good one for people
My
that don't
my
know. Yeah,
my
sorry.
in-laws. Oh, no, go ahead. My in-laws introduced me to it. But yeah, go ahead and describe it for
Yeah,
people.
it's a super easy one. It's just literally like one person picks a off of a card. There's several words. They're gonna randomly pick one without seeing it. Everybody else has to write down a word that pertains to it. So like Amazon was one of the words at some point. And so somebody wrote jungle, somebody writes Bezos, somebody writes, like you all write these different words, and the other person who didn't know the word closes their eyes. Everybody shows each other their clues, and anybody that has matching clues. So if two people wrote jungle, they can't show that clue to the person who has to guess. So you're trying to make these clues that are simultaneously very helpful to the person trying to guess, but also different enough from everybody else that you're not ending up with one word or no words as
Yeah.
clues, which is a thing that happens every once in a while. And it's very
Yeah.
funny to just be like, I guess I have to think of a random word.
Well, that one of the things about the scoring is if you score or if you guess the right word, then you basically get the card put in your pile. If you guess the wrong word, you put two cards in the loser pile. But if you decline to guess, you only put one card in. So you can choose to say, I don't have enough information. I'm gonna
Yeah, I'm
to
just going to
forfeit.
pass.
Another nice thing about the game, as I recall, is while it says it plays up to 8 players, it really plays up to nine because the guesser doesn't need the little whiteboard. And
Yeah.
if you have other whiteboards, it can theoretically play as many people as you want, which
Yes.
which does make it fun at a yeah. I think some party games would be nice. Those also fall into my sort of sit and go things
Yeah.
because you can play that game for as many rounds as you want,
Jump
but
in,
you could
jump
just
out.
sit in for one or two and be like, okay, great, I'm gonna go off and do something else.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I'd really want to get I forget if we have it. I don't think we do. I'm gonna search our library real quick, but I would really like to get wavelength because I think that one's like the perfect no, we don't. That's the perfect like jump in, jump out party game. It's have you heard of that one?
I've heard of it. You might want to describe it for the group though again.
Fair. I didn't want to, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's a game where there's a. I have it again. Like I could just, I could actually demonstrate these things because it's very hard to explain. Let's see. Boop 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 boop. Actually, funny enough, we could actually play just a quick round of wavelengths if you wanted to. So it comes with this very weird thing.
Hmm.
But this very weird thing has a basically a something you're aiming for
Hmm.
on it, and you spin it randomly. I would look at it, I would hide it, and then I'd be like, cool, and then I pick a card. So overrated thing to own to underrated thing. So overrated this way, underrated that way.
Hmm.
and then I would name one thing. So I mean, I'm going to cheat now and show you, but I would name one item that I think would, when you're guessing, would make you move this into that point zone. So like, what did we say? Underrated thing to own? Gosh, like a vacuum might be too good. Board game component
Zip
holders.
ties.
Yes. Oh, I love zip ties. Zip ties might be like really like meow. But yeah, so like it's just basically a fun little party game, and you're playing teams. So one person's looking at the thing and making everybody guess,
Hmm.
and then there's another team, and you're just trying to beat each other. But like because it's team based, somebody just jump in and be like, "Oh, it's gotta be no, it's gotta be that way." It's a really cute one. I like it a lot.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, I was wrong. I thought I knew what wavelength was, but I had not seen that before. So
I
I
mean,
was thinking about another game.
the cover is incredibly abstract.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it has
yeah.
nothing to do with the inside of that box.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm trying to think.
There was a game, I'm trying to remember the name of it, that I played at a friend's house over New Year's. And I think it would be a good game to add because it's another one where you can play however many rounds you want, really. But it was like a little bit like Wavelength, only what you're doing is um, the there's one person who is the host for turn or whatever, and they draw a card and it has a collection of colors on it. And the board is just all like the spectrum of colors.
Hues and cues. Yeah, yeah,
That's it. Yes. And right. And basically what you say is you say one word that is, yes, exactly. That is not the actual color, but you could say something like fire, and
and
then everybody gets to put a little token right somewhere near like one of the red things. And then you might say um clementine, which is orange kind
orange.
of,
Yeah,
to
to
get
get
it
them to like
to get
send you
it
this way.
closer, right, that way. And then people who end up within a small range get points, and people who end up outside the range don't get any points. And if you nail it right on there, you get extra points. Uh, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. Another one where I mean there is a scoring track, but you could theoretically just come in and play one or two times, just be like, yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
play forever
yeah.
really on that one.
I think if some of our audience would something I'm gonna be unfair and tag them, but uh, Heidi Gygax and Eric Garland, of course, have their new uh, you know dragon game coming out, uh, Dragon Derby, and boy, I hope we can get one for the library there because they're going to be demoing it and showing
I
it off. And
well, I mean, I don't. It matters obviously because they kickstarted it, which means that
yeah,
they crowdfunded it and then they're going to produce it. Like it obviously takes time, so mattering on how soon it comes out. But I do have word that we may have backed as Paige backed and
yeah,
gotten a copy. It's just
I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah,
yeah,
and I backed it personally. And yeah, I think they're hoping to have it out very soon because they've got EggCon coming up.
yeah. I wasn't certain what their timeline was, and I know like
I don't know.
stuff always changes and the
Oh,
world's
believe me, I've got stuff waiting. I've been waiting for quite some time, and I was very late to getting into the whole Kickstarter thing because I'm not a delayed gratification person.
hmm
So I would only back stuff that, with one exception, I only backed stuff that my friends were involved with because I saw it as like, well, I'm helping them out. And fortunately, all of them came through. And then there was one other game that came from a company that I was pretty reputable, and I backed that, and it came out, and everything was great. And then I think it was last year in the spring, a couple of things crossed my feed, and I was like, I should jump right into this, and I backed them and everything, and I still haven't gotten the things, and you know,
yeah.
getting annoyed at this point, but we'll see.
Yeah, I try my best to like when backing. It's like I usually don't back the stuff like I'll play in AEG. It's like they're big companies. They're gonna come out with that stuff. It's not I don't need to
Mhm.
back it to make it happen. But like the smaller stuff, I'll definitely jump on there. We've got speaking of small things that people that came to Page backed. Hold on, I'm gonna jump out again. We do have a couple copies of this. Uh, so
And
Wizard
then they go,
Miners. I've got
oh, okay,
I've got
yes,
the deluxe edition, but they've been
oh,
they've been at all of our PAXs, and they finally got around to kickstarting their game.
That's a very nice, colorful game. I didn't get a chance to play it at Page. I meant to.
Yeah, I got a chance to play it the first year, and it's a really cute, fun one. I would open the box and show you stuff, but I got the deluxe edition comes with little like wooden chests, but they're all like that cutout, like burn-in cutout stuff. So I have to build them.
Sure, yeah, no, I know how that is. I've backed a few things or gotten a few things where that's one of the problems with the Port Royal game is all the pirates have to be assembled and it's not a small assembly process. So that's going to take me a while.
Yeah.
But
yeah, thankfully I'm not too much of a miniatures person, so I don't usually get stuck in that, but I do like weird wooden treasure chests apparently, so.
Do we have any of the like Journeys in Middle Earth game or anything?
Actually, I don't think we do. Because I would. Oh no, wait, no, we do have Journeys in Middle Earth. I don't think we have. Oh, what's the horror one? Haunted Hill something.
Betrayal at House on the Hill.
Well, there's Betrayal, and then because Betrayal's the one where somebody becomes a whatchamacallit, but there's another one it's Journeys, Journey in Middle Earth. It's like its counterpart, but in horror.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. There was a game that came out first, and then Journeys is kind of like the evolution of that.
Oh, Mansions of Madness.
Mansions of Madness. Now that is an app game, so
yeah. Well, so is Journeys in Middle Earth. I think is
yes, it is
as well.
That's what I mean. It's an app game, so somebody will have to put the app on their phone or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean they're very worth it.
Yeah. Hello.
Looking for attention. You got to give
it. He was not expecting this.
No.
He's like, "Where's Ron? Why isn't Ron on here?"
I'm sure Ron loves cats.
Mm-hmm. Oh, easily.
Yeah, we do actually have both of those in. Honestly, it might be a good idea to get a sticker for just app-driven games because I think both of those do require it. There's no like workaround for not using the app.
Wonder if it would be possible to have a dedicated machine or something there for
like a really bad iPad that's nobody wants to steal, but it has the apps on it.
I could bring one. I have an old iPad that I don't use anymore. I could bring that.
So I figure everybody's got one. It's just unless they've already thrown it out.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to donate one to the library. Maybe next time I'm up in Ron's neighborhood or your neighborhood, I can drop it off or something, and somebody can clean it off and install the stuff we would want to have for it. It can become the Page iPad.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I'm trying to think, what else did we add recently? I'm gonna bop. I mean, we added a lot of stuff, obviously.
I can't see on my phone, but do we have anybody in chat? Anybody asking questions or anything?
We've got I've tried to go through. Yeah, Chet was saying he's got a couple of Kickstarters that we're hoping to come out before December, but yeah, tariffs have really run amok on everybody's everything. For sure.
They couldn't have targeted the board game industry more heavily, I guess.
Yeah. There really isn't anybody like even I help out some of my day job is helping out now with board game publishing, and really even all the U.S. Publishers, all the people making games in the United States, they're overrun by just even the few people that were willing to print in the United States for as expensive as it is. It is wild. Let's see, what else did we get? Oh, we have a Boop the Halls. Speaking of cats. Timely.
Yes, I actually bought that for a friend of mine for her and her boyfriend for the holidays.
Yeah, I haven't played In the Halls yet, but I've played the original Boop, and it's a really cute little game of just cats bopping each other off of a quilted bed.
I think there's a Halloween one too.
Yes. Yeah, Boop. There's more O's than usual. But I really like Christmas, so I want to get it at some point. What else did we get? Ooh, Escape the Dark Sector is one that I really like, and funny enough, Ron picked it up without my
That
like mentioning.
so I haven't played that one. I played the fantasy version, Escape
Escape the
the
Dark Castle. Yep.
yeah, yeah. So
It's
that
such
would
a
be nice to try it off.
yeah, it's such a good little like it's like an old school like video game RPG almost in the
It
fact.
reminds me of a video game app I used to play. It was like Guild of Dungeoneering, I think it was. It's got the same art style, and the idea is that you create these characters and you send them into a dungeon and they die, and then you like bury them near your guild. But hopefully some of them survive and level up. But the expectation is that you're just going to keep cycling through characters. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, and both Dark Sector and Dark Castle are very much like you're probably not gonna make it to the end.
yeah,
You are just scrappy people. You're generally like prisoners, or yeah, you're prisoners in both of them. Just one's a
mhm,
sci-fi prisoner and the other one's a fantasy prisoner
yeah.
that escapes and gets out. They're a really fun game. I like them a lot, but you probably won't win, is what I'm saying.
Uh, One of the things I like about Journeys in Middle Earth is it's a co-op game, but right up until the very last adventure, I mean, there's obviously many, many expansions, but the very last adventure in the base game, so I assume in the expansions, you can't completely lose. You basically, it seems like for every sort of session, there's at least two and usually three potential resolutions where you know you completely win, you defeat the bad guy, you get all the information, whatever. Then one where it's like, well, you did pretty good, everybody got out alive. And then there's one where you just lose, but instead of being lost, you basically, it's kind of like when the hobbits get captured in the Barrow Downs, that would probably be a lost thing. It's like they still get away and get to continue their adventure, but they had to get saved. And
Yeah,
similarly in Journeys to Middle Earth, which is what I like because it continues to progress, and you don't get some things that you could have gotten, but you still get to the end of the scenario, and then when the final adventure happens, you can either win or lose, and then it's like, okay, either you beat the bad guy and close this chapter on the adventure, or you got to do it again.
yeah, I really do like when, especially a game like that, it's a little longer in general. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, obviously going through a whole campaign is incredibly long, so
yeah,
it would like kind of stink to get like 2/3 of the way through and then just die. So it's nice that
yeah,
it doesn't it has like that some people refer to as like failing forward, where it's just kind of
yeah.
like, well, you failed, but you still get
Well,
to go, just less.
it's also nice too because it feels like there's a risk, there's a danger, because most of these co-op games, um, unless they're like really punishing, like Pandemic or something, uh, they kind of are always sort of feeling like, okay, if we play this half decent, we're going to win, and doesn't feel like a super threat. But I like it when the game has mechanics in there to make you feel like you could do better, but you did okay. You don't.
Yeah,
I don't. Um, it's amazing how far uh, cooperative games have come. Is like I remember
yeah,
some of the very earliest ones. Like there was an early Lord of the Rings one. And really, a lot of these games felt like they were solo games because one person would figure out how to win and would just tell everybody else what to do. And
mm,
that became much less of a game. And, whereas some later ones introduced some interesting mechanics where you really felt like every individual had to play their character or make their own decisions. And it's nice that we've gotten to that point.
no, yeah, for sure. Like they've gotten to the degree that like yeah, because I funny enough, Lord of the Rings, it's a Ryder Knizia. It's from like 2001. I have it somewhere on these shelves, but
Hmm.
it's a fun one. It's goofy, but it's yeah, like you said, it's somebody really can like quarterback that and just tell you what to
Yeah.
do, figure out. But nowadays, especially like pandemic and onward, it's like everybody's got their own thing, and there's so much going on that usually it's really hard to like even fully comprehend and be like, yeah, do that.
Hmm.
Like it's more or less just a suggestion of like, well, I can't help with that thing, so if you could, that would be great. But
Do we have a copy of Forgotten Waters?
I don't know. Although we were asked real quick if we had a copy of Isle of Cats, and we do have Isle of Cats
Oh,
in the
I
library.
oh good. Isle of Cats is fun.
It's a great one. It's also I don't know if I have to check and see if it has the expansion because it goes up to 6 players, I think, with the expansion. I don't think we have Forgotten Waters. We do not. Also,
I was just wondering, 'cause that's another sort of heavily app-driven game, but it has a lot of really fun narration and everything. So it's very storytelling oriented.
yeah. So they got Forgotten Waters, and then Freelancers was the
Yep.
next one in that series, which is
Yeah,
hilarious.
I played that one too.
And then they're coming out with it's a Galaxy-based one, and I can't think, but it's in the same series.
Oh, okay.
But I'm excited for that one too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, Ron is saying, "Isn't Page my day job?" And it's my afternoon job. I have many jobs, and they take part at different parts of the day. So that's what you get.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of pandemic, we got Star Wars: The Clone Wars in the library. I haven't gotten a chance to play this one, but it's Star Wars: The Clone Wars, a pandemic system game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I haven't. I didn't even know about that one.
Yeah. It's really neat. I mean, obviously, it takes place in the Clone Wars, and it's all very much like the clones are kind of the thing, or the droids are kind of the thing that are the pandemic, the diseases taking over, and then you're using people from the Star Wars universe to fight it back.
I'll have to ask him, but one of our guests is Bill Slavisek. He was there last year too.
Mhm.
And he has written a lot of stuff on Star Wars. He worked on the original Star Wars role playing game for West End, and worked on it when we were at Wizards. And he's written the um, Guide to the Star Wars Universe and a bunch of other stuff. And one of the things he'll tell you is that Andor drew very heavily from the original Star Wars Rebel source book and Imperial source book, which is very cool. But
That's neat.
I gotta get him to take a look at all the different Star Wars games we have, because I know he used to keep up on them, but I don't think I've heard of the pandemic one. So I'll have to poke him.
They come out with a lot of them. Yep. Like all the time.
Speaking of which, I'm sitting here looking like Jabba the Hutt on my.
Hey.
I've got this little kitty here who she's off screen right now, but oh my god, she's demanding attention.
Demanding attention. We have a question of do we have diplomacy in the library? I really don't think so. That might be a blind. I'm joking. We have like 10 copies of diplomacy in the library.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to come to the game with 4 friends, or come to the con with 4 friends and leave without any, that's a good game to play.
Yeah, and without having done anything else either. Like you come with those 4 friends, you play diplomacy, and you leave with not having done anything at the convention. No friends. Yeah. Nothing from the vendor hall. You have played diplomacy. We do have Thunder Road and Thunder Road Vendetta.
Those are fun.
I was gonna say, I haven't played Thunder Road the original. Have you played either?
I played both. Yeah.
Okay. How close are they?
Well, I mean, they look very similar, but I think Thunder Road Vendetta is much more detailed mechanics and such. It's got more details about the cars and about the movement and everything. I think it's more fun, to be honest. Well, one of the things that I found with the original Thunder Road is most of the games were getting decided by people just getting dropped off the back of the thing. And while that happened in the game we played, it mostly only happened after you've gotten a good chance to be shooting at each other. So it really felt more like player action was dictating the winner rather than circumstance. So the production values are terrific.
Oh yeah. Thunder Road Vendetta is so nice. Yeah, I haven't played the old one, but the new one, like, it's so good and just so fun.
They've got a bunch of expansions out for it too, I believe.
Yeah, and we have all of the expansions up to the most recent one, which is Carnival of Chaos, which does throw the game kind of on its head and adds a completely different mode to it.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that.
Yeah. You actually race into a battle dome.
Oh, okay. I saw a demo or something of that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've not played it at all.
yeah, I haven't. They kickstarted it, so like
Mhm.
it came out. I mean, it still came out a little bit ago, but it's definitely something we should look to get for the library. But we do have the first, I believe, 4 expansions,
Mhm.
and honestly, it's one of those games that like should play with the expansions, even if it's your first go. They're very good and they're pretty easy to understand. I think. I think
That's good.
I play a lot of board games, so I'm
Mhm.
biased in my like how easy something is to understand.
Well, we definitely have to have you start doing some how to play videos, featuring on new stuff we have for the game. That would be a great thing to do on a Tuesday night. I don't know what
Yeah,
else I don't know what else you have planned for upcoming Tuesdays, and since we're getting almost to the end of the hour, I thought I'd ask what's
yeah.
next for board games with Bex.
You you sound like I planned this far ahead. I did not. I have. I wanted to talk about board games, and then I jumped feet first into just that concept, I guess. Talking about the things we have in the library and talking about games that are coming out and we're excited about. But past that, that was all I had in mind. And probably
I,
dragging on a guest or two because I would
yeah.
like to talk to Heidi and Eric about their board game for sure.
That would be great. I would love to see, you doing like either a walkthrough or at least break something out, put it on a table and show us some pictures of it. And who knows, maybe Ron won't blow you off. I mean, you know, he's texting me like, "Oh, I don't want to go on. Why don't you go on instead?" Things like
Board
that.
games, blah.
Yeah, he's bored with board games, I guess.
Well, there's also so a really nice thing that has nothing to do with Page other than anything. Board Game Arena. It's a online website that lets you play board games like almost for free online.
Oh, okay.
Um
I know there was something on Steam that I used during the pandemic a lot.
oh yeah, Tabletop Simulator is another big
Right.
one for sure.
Yeah.
Board Game Arena is a bit more like Tabletop Simulator doesn't have the rules like
Right. It
in
was
the
pretty basic.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Board Game Arena does, and it's nice.
Mhm.
Generally, they only like you pay to get a premium account to start tables, which I already do because I play too many games on it. But
Mhm.
basically, I'd be able to have anybody play a game like with me, which I might end up doing because I don't know. Be nice to like play Azul while chatting.
Oh boy. One of the guys who's coming to Page this year, maybe is going to help me out with a game I'm running, introduced me to Azul, and he's a big Azul fan. So maybe I can get him to come on and play with you. His name's Rory. Um, he's he works with me, and he's does a lot of 3D printing and everything. But boy, he can't say enough good things about Azul. So
Azul's a great title. We do have, I think we've got, I know we have one of them in there. Yeah, we have the first one, which honestly I think personally I like the best. I do have Stained Glass's intro. There's a couple different versions of it.
a
But
stained glass, I think, is the one that we played a lot. He also picked up the Azul Travel one, which I haven't played, but
funny enough, that's my original. Yeah, I picked up the mini one, which I think they're doing a new mini one too. But
okay.
yeah, like even just something like that, just to ice break while chatting would be nice.
I thought
Um,
it was clever. It's a nice
yeah,
game.
yeah, it's a really good game. I mean, obviously, like it sold millions of copies, and it's well earned.
Mhm.
uh, but yeah, that's the plans mostly is just to have people on to talk, people who are have come to Page or are going to be a Page who do board games, chat about board games, generally give updates on what board games are making their way into the library, and maybe taking some more suggestions from people as to games they would like to see in the library. I've already written down a couple of them, and go from there. Really, just
All right.
just chat about board games.
Well, great. Well, hey, I have to log off because I have something I have to do in a few minutes.
That is fair.
Uh, but
Thank you
thank you
for
for
the
having me.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for the emergency jump up.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, maybe Ron won't be so standoffish next time.
Maybe, just
Yeah.
maybe.
He's probably protecting his eggs.
Yeah, you do got to do that,
Yeah,
especially in South Jersey.
that's right. All right. Take care, Bex.
Night. Cool, cool. Well, no, that's about where we're at. Thank you so much, everybody, for showing up and for chatting with me and Ed. It was wonderful to have him on. And I guess, yeah, we'll catch you next Tuesday. Same board game time, same board game channel. And good night.